It's an early morning in June, and I'm off on a road trip from my home near Birmingham, Alabama, to the small town of Hohenwald, Tennessee. A quick stop at Starbucks for coffee and a breakfast sandwich. Of course, early morning rush hour in Birmingham is always an obstacle, but now I'm making good progress on I-65 northbound. After a few hours of driving, I'm finally in Hohenwald. A lot of the driving was through rural Alabama and Tennessee. I always enjoyed taking back roads and staying away from the freeways. I'm here to take delivery of my new travel trailer made by Oliver. So, back in early February of 2023, I visited the Oliver showroom and I took a factory tour. And then at that time, I placed my order for a new Oliver Legacy Elite 2. Oliver does not sell through a dealer network. They only make their campers to order, direct to consumer. So I ordered my Oliver with the options I wanted. And then I waited and waited for today, almost 5 months later, to take delivery of my new trailer. The Oliver factory is just down the road from this location, which is the sales showroom and also the service department. There's a small campground to the right as you enter the Oliver facility, which Oliver provides for people coming in for service and picking up new campers. I'll spend the night here as I check out those different systems that are on the camper. So now I'm ready to meet with my delivery specialist, Ryan. So here's my new baby, the Legacy Elite 2. Oliver also sells a smaller single axle camper. I'm 6 feet tall, and I felt the extra space of the Legacy Elite 2 just fit me better. Although there are a lot of people who, even couples, who travel in the Legacy Elite 1 and are perfectly happy with it. A few of the options I got are 400 watts of solar panels, along with 640 amp hours of lithium batteries. I also have an upgraded Truma air conditioner and a Truma on-demand hot water heater. So here, Ryan installed the Anderson weight distribution hitch on my Ford F-150 and walked me through all the systems on the Oliver. I wish I had recorded everything, but I will say that Oliver has some great resources on their website, and also a comprehensive selection of YouTube videos that go over all of the systems on the Oliver. After delivery, I wanted to have some practice towing and backing up the trailer, so I drove over to the local Walmart, but it was a little too busy for that kind of practice. I did take it down the highway to get up to speed, and I was very happy with how well the trailer towed and tracked behind my truck. So now it's time to head back to Camp Oliver and get set up for the night. Alright, I'm going to give a quick view of the interior before I get it all junked up with my stuff. So there's it's already too late, I've already got it junked up. There's the bathroom. It's got a toilet. It's got a storage. It's got a shower. And there you go. And there's a mirror. All the storage upstairs is all this frosted glass. There's the view towards the back. There's Oreo. Fridge, microwave, sink, stovetop, Oreo's pea pads. There's a pantry. And this is the sleep area. I'm going to sleep probably on this side. And I'm going to use this side like a couch. Has a TV that you can drop down and swivel around and that sort of thing. And it has these blackout shades here, and it's got these daylight shades here, so you can sort of see your daylight, or you can just have them open. I'm at the lovely Oliver Campground, which is I'll show you that. It's so beautiful here. It's well, you know, it's free, and AC's rocking, and it is cool as a cucumber in here. So there you go. One of the things I need to set up right away is the Froley sleep system. A common issue with an RV is moisture, which can especially be a problem in your bed. You know, your body continually puts out water vapor, and it will condense on any cooler surface. So the Froley system not only gives you an air gap beneath your mattress for ventilation, but it also provides a system of springs. So I'm putting the Oliver's cushion on this with a memory foam mattress on top, and it was very comfy. It was an overcast day and had been drizzling rain here and there, so I went ahead and called it a day and tucked into the camper for the night. Today I'm leaving Hohenwald and driving only about 10 miles to get to the Meriwether-Lewis National Monument. This site has a campground that is run by the National Park Service. Well, there are people here, but hopefully there will be. Camping is free here with a 14-day maximum. I visited this campground back in February when I made the factory visit. At that time there was only one site being used. It was cold and ice was coating the branches of the trees. I think this is 17. There's 18. 18 looks alright. This campground does have flush toilets, and water is available at a few faucets that are scattered throughout the campground. But for me, that meant no power, water, or sewer. So this was going to be my first boondocking experience. Of course, I was only planning on staying one night, and the lithium batteries in the Oliver were more than up to the task. I briefly thought about camping in this spot, but I changed my mind. I decided to park on the way out of the campground. There were a pretty large family nearby and had a lot of small kids, and I just preferred it to be a little bit quieter. Oreo and I wanted a fire, but I didn't see any firewood for sale in Hohenwald. So we drove the truck over to the old Natchez Trace Trail, and I picked up enough deadfall to make a small fire. Our night at the campground was very pleasant. It drizzled rain off and on throughout the night, which made the sound and the temperatures perfect for sleeping. I had the windows open and had a really nice cross breeze. The next morning, we went to a small cabin that was a recreation of the place where Meriwether Lewis died. It was a very mysterious death, and I think experts believe that he died by his own hand. This is a view of the original route of the Natchez Trace. If you enjoy hiking, this is a great place to visit. But I had reservations at my next campground, so we hooked up the trailer and made our way east to the Timms Ford State Park. All right, well, I left the poor little puppy dog in the camper, and we're going in now, or I'm going in, she's not with me, to Winchester, Tennessee. This area is pretty rural as far as the roads are very poor condition and they're very twisty and turny. It was quite a trek getting the camper into the spot, and just everything about it is just very cramped and hilly and twisty and turny. But I'm on my way now to Winchester, and I'll be trying out a Mexican place called, what is it called? Los Olivos or something like that. Anyway, gonna try that out, and then after that I'll probably go to Walmart, pick up a few supplies, and head back to the camper. It says Dry Creek, I guess. It looks like it could be a golf course over there, or maybe a park. Coming into Winchester. Well, that was no good. Los Olivos has a sign up in the window that says closed today due to short staff. But it kind of looked like it had been closed for a while. I don't know. Either way, now I guess I'm going to Walmart. So there's a Kroger. I don't know. I'm confused now. I'm going to go to Kroger. All right. Bacon on the fry. Puppy on the floor. Smelling bacon. And what does it look like out here? Not a lot of activity in the campground. No neighbor. Maybe nobody will come. I didn't see a name on the post over there. So, got my CPAP. I've got to find a better situation. The problem is I sleep with my head on this end, and I've got a plug. I've got a 110 plug up here, and then I've got a 110 plug down there. And then there's also a 110 plug up here, but the problem is the hose is not super long on the CPAP. Well, it's pretty long. So I can keep it on this side and string it across and sleep over here. But still have to figure out how that's gonna work. But do you smell something? Or maybe you're smelling that little bit of food left in your bowl. Or maybe you're smelling my breakfast. All right, so it seems to be ready. I didn't have any really good bread solution. I don't have a way of I don't have a good way of toasting or baking or anything like that. I've got to solve that problem. All I have is a microwave and the stove. So, but anyway, so I just have these croissants. I figure some kind of bread. But I will now tuck into my breakfast. I think I overcooked these eggs. Yeah, I did. But anyway, they'll be fine. They'll go down perfectly fine. What's that? You saw something? All right, I've got my bed made. I've got all my kitchen cleaned up from breakfast this morning. I've had my second cup of coffee. And Oreo is geared up for a little walk. So let's go outside. Well, I've got my bike over there waiting for me to come ride. And this is the Timms Ford State Park in Timms Ford Lake in Tennessee. So this is a very small spot. As you can tell, I'm hanging off the back here, but it's a good thing for having a smaller camper. Off down the hill down there, there's a little concrete or gravel pad, and then over there there's a concrete pad with a lot of mud on it, and a picnic table and a fire pit. And then down that way is a paved biking trail. So looking forward to that. We'll go down there later. But in the meantime, I'll do a quick walk around of the camper. So this is the access panel for the hot water heater. And kind of a pain. You have to open this, turn it on, turn it off. I think I can just leave it on and just control the propane from the tank itself. But anyway, it has this little table here. It's kind of neat. And I got some firewood. It might make a fire later. I don't know. This is the Anderson anti-sway hitch, and the little black and white sticker there is for the Ford backup system, which works really well. I'm very pleased with that. It's really nice. And there's a view of the outside of the camper. I've got 400 watts of solar. There's a MaxxAir fan, and there's the Truma AC. There's also another small MaxxAir fan in the bathroom area right here. Don't have sewer here. Got power and water, and that's all. In here is the battery compartment, and honestly, it's locked right now, but there's absolutely nothing to do in there other than show people your batteries. There's no maintenance, there's no fiddling around. I'll show that on another video at some point. This is input port for another solar panel. So if you have an external solar panel, you can plug it in there. And then the garage. The garage is a total mess right now. It goes all the way over, if you can see, to the other side. There's a small area it can't get to. But yeah, this is in need of organization. Black and gray drain. These are the switches for the rear stabilizer jacks. And this is outdoor shower. So there you go. I guess TV and satellite inputs, if you have that. Then the rear and the sewer hose is inside the bumper. So I'm not going to show you here, but you pull these pins and the bumper folds down, and the sewer hose is stored in there and it's connected in there. So all you have to do when you dump is pull the hose out, put it in the drain, dump, push the hose back in. There's no connecting, disconnecting. So that's pretty nice. And then up here, a full-size spare with a full-size wheel. And then up here above the Oliver logo there's the backup camera, which works pretty well from the truck. Got a good signal. And that completes the tour. Lynchburg, Tennessee is the home of the Jack Daniel's Distillery, and it's very close to Tim's Ford Park. So I decided to take a tour. I really enjoyed it. I was most surprised through the process with the smells as you go from stage to stage in the distillery. It's not unpleasant at all. It's just kind of strong but different interesting aromas. The tour starts where they make their own charcoal from sugar maple that is used for filtering the moonshine. Following that, you can see the cave spring that is the source of all the water used to make the whiskey. It's very cool back in here. They draw the water from a source that's about half a mile further up into the mountain. And this is excess water that comes out the mouth of the cave.
If we didn't have it there, it actually looked like a steel pump. All right, now I told you the water was cold, but it's also iron-free. Iron-free water is essential if you want your whiskey. If iron-free water, your whiskey will end up having a bitter taste. And that beautiful amber color that our whiskey's got, iron would turn it to a dull grayish-black color. Not very pretty. And the Tennessee limestone that you see here, this is actually what's key. Much of this area is actually built on limestone shells. So as that water seeps down in through the shelf, the limestone filters the iron out of the water. At the same time, it adds minerals back into the water that contribute to the flavor and the character of our whiskey. All right, we got a 5-step process I'm going to talk about here. Step 1 and Step 2 is in this first building. But we're actually going to step in reverse order. We're going to see Step 2 first, then we'll see Step 1. So just kind of keep that in mind. Step one is fermentation. We're going to take our 3 grains, corn, barley, and rye, grind them up into a fine powder, add cave spring water to it, slow cook it for about an hour and 45 minutes. When that's done, that's our mash. Then we're going to take a set batch, whole mash from the previous batch, add that in there too. If you ever made sourdough bread, it's the exact same concept, just on a larger scale as that. Then we'll take our own proprietary yeast, add that in there. A lot more cave spring water, put that in there, mix it all up together. Put it in a fermenting vat for 3 to 5 days.
And at the conclusion of the tour, you are taken to a tasting room. You can see the barrels of whiskey stored in racks behind him. And they have a selection of about 5 different whiskeys. Not a full shot, obviously, just a small amount, but you can. Enough to take a sip and get a feel for the character of the whiskey.
Let it rest on the front of your palate for just a second or two.
After the tour, I went down to the little small square in Lynchburg, and as you can imagine, it's pretty much a tourist trap. But, it was interesting. And I did, highlight of the trip down there was a restaurant called the Lanyap, which had Cajun food. So I had a catfish po' boy with red beans and rice. It was quite good. After I got back to Tim's Ford, I was able to take advantage of some of these great bike paths they have there. They're paved asphalt. There's a few places they're a little bumpy, but overall, there's I'd say at least 7 or 8 miles of these bike paths. So if you enjoy cycling, I can also recommend Tim's Ford. At the end of a long day, I made it back to the Oliver for some rest. The next morning was the end of my adventure, and I drove back to Birmingham. I did stop at Buc-ee's on the way, and to be honest, I have never seen so many people. You can see the line of cars from the interstate trying to turn into the Buc-ee's here. I found a spot for the trailer finally, all the way at the end of the Buc-ee's lot, and Buc-ee's is a huge gas station. But I did find a place to park, so I finally went back and turned on the AC in the trailer and left Oreo there, and then I went inside. I was happy to just grab a barbecue sandwich and some chips and something to drink, and then I went back out and sat in the cool trailer and ate my lunch and watched the crowd. Well, if you made it this far in my 5-day journey, then congratulations, you've made it to the end. And I do appreciate your watching. I'll continue to create new videos as I continue my adventures in my travel trailer. Thanks for watching.